What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for playpicks.com and thelines.com. I'm going to talk to you about Monday Night Football, Cowboys at the Giants. Before we get going, as always, please subscribe to this channel. Please like this video. And please let us know in the comments how you are going to play this game. We are always interested in hearing from people that are watching these videos. And of course, head over to thelines.com and playpicks.com if you want a full written breakdown of this game here tonight. Everything is completely free over at those sites. So really appreciate the subscription. Really appreciate the liking of this video. All right, let's get into this thing, shall we? We are talking about the Cowboys and Giants. Going over here to DraftKings, taking a look, sitting at 6.5 right now, 47.5 on the total. If we head over to FanDuel, 6.5, 48.5. So a full point lower over on DraftKings than it is over on FanDuel, which actually bodes well for how I kind of lean in the total in this game. So we'll talk about that certainly here in just a little while. I'll scroll up here if you want to read along to what Juan thinks about this game over here on PlayPicks. Again, you can break it down. You can read the whole thing, the whole breakdown if you want to by heading to playpicks.com. Weather, low 50s, high 40s, something like that. Mild winds, very small chance of rain, so should not play into this one bit at all. Cowboys 4-3 overall, 4-3 against the spread. They're coming off of a bye week that actually they needed. You know, they had a couple of offensive linemen that were nicked up. Amari Cooper's been kind of on and off the injury report, so certainly a good time for them to have their bye. Giants 2-6 overall, 3-5 against the spread. They're actually coming off a pretty nice performance. It's a loss against the Lions, but still a pretty good performance against the Lions, where they showed where some potential for what this offense could be once they get all out on the field together. Let's talk about injuries here. Cowboys linebacker Leighton Vander Esch is questionable. Anthony Brown is also questionable. Offensive tackle Cameron Fleming already ruled out for the Cowboys in this one. On the Giants side of the ball, what a bummer. I actually thought we would get to see the kind of, the whole band together for the first time here, but Sterling Shepard has actually been ruled out in this game. Earlier in the week, he cleared concussion protocol. It looked like for sure that he was going to be out there with his teammates, then got put back on the concussion protocol. This could be bad news for Sterling Shepard, especially for his future this year. We might be looking at maybe him getting sent to IR for sure. I'll scroll a little bit if you guys want to continue to read along. Let's talk about the Cowboys offense here. 27.1 points per game for them, 449.3 yards per game, 6.7 yards per play. That is massive. Passing the ball 54.2% of the time, 7th graded pass blocking unit by Pro Football Focus, number 3 pass offense DVOA. They're averaging over 300 yards a game, 303.3 yards per game. 5th rated run blocking unit by Pro Football Focus, and on the ground they're going for 146 yards per game. And actually, you can believe it or not, this offense as we sit right here, and of course, a lot of season left to go, but this is actually the number 1 ranked offense according to DVOA in all the NFL, converting 51.8% of third downs. I'll click over here on this one if you guys want to follow along, read along. Giants offense averaging 19.8 points per game, 355.1 yards per game, 5.3 yards per play. They are passing on 65.2% of their plays, and of course they're down in a lot of games, and so you have to abandon the run whenever you're trying to play catch up. So that's why that number really sticks out right there. 15th pass blocking grade according to Pro Football Focus, 27th ranked pass offense according to DVOA. 19th graded run blocking unit according to Pro Football Focus, number 13th ranked rush team in the NFL according to DVOA. They are converting 40.4% of their third downs. If we're worried about the pace in this game and how they might get up and down the field, Giants are 8th in plays per second. Cowboys are 10th in the league, at least 10th in the league. So in the top 10 of situation neutral pace, plays per game, and plays per second. So this likely sets up to be a pretty fast-paced game here. On the defensive side of the ball, Cowboys allowing 11.7 points per game, 344.4 yards per game. They're giving up only 96.9 rush yards per game. They have the number 12 rated defense according to Pro Football Focus, number 13th rated pass rush, and number 9th rated coverage grade. So in the upper half of everything according to Pro Football Focus. DVOA, a little bit different story. 19th overall defense DVOA, 17th rated pass and rush defense DVOA. However, opponents are just converting 26.2% of third downs on them and only gathering 5.3 yards per play. On the Giants side of the ball, this is where the rubber meets the road here, obviously, in this one, this Giants defense, and are they going to be able to put up any sort of resistance whatsoever to this Cowboys offense? They are allowing 27.3 points per game, 405.9 yards per game. Pro Football Focus, 26th rated defense, 29th rated pass rush, and 27th rated coverage grade. So we knew the secondary was terrible. They're not getting any pressure on the quarterback at all. And the overall defense by Pro Football Focus, way down in the bottom 6 there. According to DVOA, doesn't really change much. Number 26 ranked DVOA overall, 28th ranked pass defense DVOA. They are allowing their opponents to complete 70.1% of their passes. 70.1% of their passes. They're giving up 283.5 yards per game through the air. Number 12 ranked rush defense, however. So if there is any strength to this at all, it would be they're at least in the upper third when it comes to their rush defense. As a whole, they're giving up 6 yards per play. All right, let's get over here and take a look, and let's make a case for the under. If we're going to do the under, then we're going to head over here to FanDuel, because this is where we're getting a full extra point here at 48. Look, one of the cases the under could just be simply that the Cowboys get on top early here and just kind of head into cruise control, right? I mean, they know they got Ezekiel Elliott, then they have Tony Pollard behind him as well, who's been getting some ample work whenever they've gotten up. And so, the scenario here could be Cowboys get up 3 touchdowns, and then this thing just kind of goes into ball control mode, not really trying to push the pace, not really trying to do anything but preserve a lead. Not that they're going to be looking ahead whatsoever, but their next 3 games after this one are the Vikings, at the Lions, at the Patriots. So a pretty brutal 3-game stretch for them after this Giants game here. So, there could be a case, and you could also look, just in case the under would be, maybe this Giants offense doesn't do their part to help get this thing, to where it needs to be. So that's where I kind of see the case for the under in this thing. If we're looking at the case for the over, we'll go to DraftKings, obviously, because we only have to get to 48 over here. And with this, I mean, look, this is just a bad secondary for the Giants. We're talking about a team that's getting lit up. They're in the bottom 5 in basically every statistical category that there is. And this Cowboys offense, kind of under the radar, has been really, really good, and really, really good through the air, as we mentioned, averaging over 300 yards per game. And I don't imagine that's going to change here. They're only getting healthier coming off of a bye here. The offensive line's getting healthier. They've been nicked up as well. And, listen, from a clean pocket, we're talking about Dak Prescott with an 87.5% on target rate when he's throwing out of a clean pocket. And there's no pass rush being generated whatsoever by this Giants team. And so, something we could look at there. This Giants secondary, as we're talking about how bad it is, they're giving up 8.5 yards per pass attempt. So, I mean, it's just a bad situation. Of course, turnovers help get a game over. Daniel Jones still only making, the 3rd or 4th start or whatever it is of his career in this game. And so I imagine he'll turn it over in this thing. And then, of course, we talked about these 2 teams in short fields equal points. Of course, I don't have to explain that to you. And then, of course, we're also looking just at the fact that these are 2 really fast-paced teams. We talked about that a little bit earlier. I mean, 8th in plays per second for the Giants, and then we're looking at the Cowboys, who are in the top 10 in the league in just about every single pace category. So definitely lean to the over here for me. Player props. One of the ones I thought was pretty interesting here is total, as you see right here. Where are the receiving yards? Okay. Amari Cooper at 78.5. I mean, listen, we talked about how bad the secondary is. We talked about how good the pass offense has been for the Cowboys, and you have their number 1 receiver coming in at 78 yards. I definitely like the over here. I probably would have bet the over all the way up to 80 and a half yards in this thing. So I think I'm getting almost 2 yards of value here in betting the over. And one of the other things I think you can do whenever you're playing these player props, and again, I highly recommend playing these player props, because even if you get the game wrong, sometimes you can get these player props right if your story checks out. I was completely wrong about the Patriots. I thought the Patriots were going to have a pretty good chance to cover in the game last night, but I went 6 for 6 on props. And so the beating didn't hurt near as bad. So certainly try and take a look at telling yourself a story, how you think this game's going to play out, and then bet the props accordingly here. My scenario is that they're going to have success through the air, and their number one receiver is going to go over 78 yards here. As far as total receptions go, whenever we look over here, I mean, a lot of these seem to be pretty on here. I kind of lean to the over on Zeke here of 3.5. I certainly, if I think that they're going to have a lot of success through the air, I'm going to start digging a little deeper into these props here as well of these three guys and see where the targets might go outside of Amari Cooper. Certainly something I think you guys should do as well, because these props aren't quite as efficient as the markets, the side and total markets. So money can be made in these player props, no doubt about that. All right, so let's take a look at the game lines and how we're going to go about this. I mean, over at DraftKings, I think I've showed you this stuff a ton of times, but if you click this betting trends thing, you can actually see how this has started out. You can see it was all the way up at 7.5, and then now we sit at 6.5 where it is right now. This thing is bopped between kind of 6 and 7 here over the last 2 days. For me, full disclosure, as always, because I'm not up here to BS you guys, this is going to be closing out a teaser leg for me, 2 different teaser legs for me. So I actually have the Cowboys at -0.5. Took this thing on a 6-point teaser down to -0.5 for the Cowboys. Closing out a teaser with the Lions +8 and the Steelers +7. So I have both of those on the winning side right now, and I just need the Cowboys basically to just win this game. A tie I guess I would lose if this game tied, but I just need the Cowboys to win this game. That said, if you want to bet this thing right now, under 7, I still think the Cowboys are a far superior team. I mean, I think the only way that this thing doesn't get there for you, or even for us, maybe I even get a small position to get some more action on this thing, would just be if they do go into cruise control and then you just get backdoored in this thing. You know, I mean, they're superior basically at every facet of the entire game, and a touchdown here coming off of a bye against this Giants team is going to turn the ball over with their rookie quarterback without Sterling Shepard. Certainly within the way that I would see this game playing out for sure. But more than anything, I'm more on the over in this game. And this is something that whenever I saw this hit at 47.5, I went ahead and got down on here. I mean, look, we went over it time and time again here, but fast-paced teams, turnovers for short fields for the Cowboys. Cowboys offense has been exceptionally good through the air. Secondary for the Giants is their giant weak spot. They get absolutely no pass pressure whatsoever on the quarterback. And with that, as we mentioned, Dak Prescott's putting on target rate of 88% whenever he's throwing from a clean pocket. I mean, everything adds up for the Cowboys to have a lot of success in scoring points in this game. And honestly, I don't think the Giants are going to get shut out by any stretch of the imagination. I think that they can score some points on this Cowboys team as well to get this thing over the 48. You know, if you wanted to do an in-game teaser, which I know there's a lot of my friends out there that do that, I guess I wouldn't hate Cowboys. You tease it down to Cowboys 0.5 and then get this down to 41.5 and you play the over on it. So, I mean, if you wanted to do that, probably not the end of the world either for me. Something you'd probably feel pretty comfortable about. Actually, you just basically just need the Cowboys to win and this thing to get over 42 points. So if you wanted to go that route, think that is perfectly fine as well. One of the only other things that I was looking at here, if you want to just get kind of crazy into the woods here, if you think that this Cowboys team, could actually put a shellacking kind of on this Giants team, you can see some of these score props over here that are found under the game prop tab. And so these are kind of fun sometimes, you know, the away team to win by, you know, XYZ and these things like that. And you can get some pretty decent little prices on those. So if you want to take a look at those, they're kind of fun just to have an extra little sweat in the game. Obviously don't put any sort of serious money down whatsoever on those, but lean Cowboys at 6.5, definitely like the over here. And if you want to do just a single game teaser here and get the Cowboys down to 0.5 and over 41.5, I think that is also pretty strong play. Looking at Amari Cooper over receiving yards and going to dig in even further on the reception stuff, I think you guys should as well, as far as maybe taking some overs for a couple of the other guys in this thing as well. Guys, really do appreciate you watching the vid. Hope you find some information in this that can help you make your decision one way or another. As always, you can go to lines.com and playpicks.com. Full written breakdowns, absolutely free over there. Everything is absolutely free. We have this handy dandy odds comparison thing as well. And then, of course, if you're going to be playing, at any of the sports books on the East Coast over there, then be sure and take advantage of the sign-up offers that are available at the Lines and Play Picks, because you might as well take the free money, the free bets, the match offers, all the things like that, because that's what it's all about. Getting a little bit of free, getting a little bit of plus EV from the sports books. They're going to hand it to us. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel, like the vid, and let us know how you're playing this game in the comments below.